such an asshole.
The irony is that this person contacted me, of all people on the planet, on how not to be angry. That's like contacting Vaush and asking, how do I get a job and become a productive member of society? It's like asking Stalin, how do I respect human rights? As asking Hitler, how do I be a good Jew? You're asking the wrong guy. But I will try my best to answer this question because it's a problem I obviously wrestle with. And you're in a situation you have every right to be angry about. And if you weren't angry, there'd be something wrong. But we'll go through it here anyways. Hi, Clary. This might piss you off. So I was doing a favor for an old man living at a nursing home. He had to be quarantined for a period of time, but he also had a dog that needed to walk. The nurses that worked there were too lazy. So he's at a nursing home. He has a dog. All right, we're going to complicate things. All right, that's on him. But if the dog were to make a mess in the old man's room, they would take the dog away. The old man has dementia, and the dog has been helping him at least stay happy, if not sane. I told the staff off and pretty much implied they were evil for wanting to torture a man rather than take a little time to do their job. I was told that if I was rude to the staff again, I wouldn't be allowed in the building anymore. I know what I should do, shut up and go along with this BS. But how do I stop getting so angry about it? Well, you don't. You have the right to get angry. And I'm sure I've had several nursing agents in the field explain to me nurses. I thought they're kind of a monolithic group, and I was wrong. There are varying gradations and qualities and calibers of nurses, and they range from, okay, gal, don't quote me. Is it CNA? There's like the wipe your ass nurses. I don't mean they go and wipe people's asses. They do that too, but that's how they got they got a diploma. They go to like school for a 2-week thing, and then they're like an orderly. All right, so that's the very, very low end. Then I think there's a CNA, could be wrong. Then it's an RN, registered nurse. Then there's another thing above it. Registered nurse is nurse, real nurse, bachelor's degree. Then there's something else, maybe a specialist. And then nurse practitioner is like almost a doctor. And education-wise, it is a doctor. And so obviously the 2-week mailing course, that's where your stereotype catting. TikTok. Remember the nurses doing TikTok dances? Instead of like taking care of the effing clients and then the people that were ill and suffering from the disease. That's that group. And then as you go through the ranks, a little bit more mature, a little bit more responsible. And then nurse practitioner, you're dealing with people that are, and when I had my cancer scare, I dealt with nurse practitioners, male and female. They're no joke. They were like doctor. And one time I thought it was a doctor. I wasn't. I'm a nurse practitioner. You don't have to call me doctor. I'm like, you're not a doctor? Oh, no, I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm like, oh, you seem like a doctor. So I don't know what caliber or grade, but I'm going to guess at a nursing home, you're probably looking at your lower levels, and then they're under the command of a higher ranked nurse and stuff like that. And then nursing homes, I mean, those are notorious for just, I wouldn't necessarily say abuse, but neglect. And that's what you're dealing with. So you have every right to get angry with these people. At the same time, I know there's a labor shortage of even semi-skilled labor. And so they're probably running around and don't have time. And in defense of them, what's a guy with dementia bringing a dog into a nursing home for? You know, I'm probably one of the most qualified people to have a dog. Even I won't get a dog because of the incredible responsibility. I know maybe it's helping him with his psychology, but who let him in with the first? Now, did they let him in? Well, then they should have been. But anyway, I'm trying to kind of show you that it's not just nurses being bad. I mean, the guy brought in what the hell? And then also, if I may, you know, this is a lesson, okay, for all you. And one of the biggest criticisms of Bachelor was it Enjoy the Decline? No, it was Bachelor Economics. One of the biggest criticism was the Smith & Wesson retirement plan, where I said, if you're terminally ill and in pain, like there's no hope, bump yourself off. Okay. And everyone, they totally, like even people on my team, totally took that out of context and said things I didn't either say. Aaron says things is going slightly bad. You bump yourself off at 27. I'm like, no, you're terminally ill. your costs are, you only got a couple months left. You're in incredible pain. And there's nothing, you might want to think about that, because that's better than spending $250,000 and denying your children some kind of inheritance if you just were to go and spend, I don't know, at the time it was 58 cents a bullet on a 45 caliber bullet and retire that way. And so here, I mean, he's in dementia, like, and just to show you how serious I am about this, I have a living will. It says pull the plugs. If I get crippled too much, if I find out I got dementia at all, oh no, Smith & Wesson retirement plan for me. I won't even hesitate. In part because I don't want to go through that. And I am not going in a nursing home. No effing way. No effing way. No. Assisted living? Maybe. Senior community center? Sure. You know, happen if the girlfriend unfortunately were to pass away, we're not together anymore. You darn right. I'm going to be that playboy. I'm going to be like, it was a good old fart movie. Morgan Freeman and Tommy Lee Jones. There was it was like an old scene. And then Joe Pantoliano was in it. And the gal used to have a crush on, turned out she's psycho. She was in the Lethal Weapons. She was in it too. And Morgan Freeman's like the local playboy. And he's getting all the tail. You know, he's like kind of the alpha of the. And then Tommy Lee Jones comes in. All the girls are like, oh, who's this guy? Yeah, that's going to be me. I'm going to be the ballroom dancer. You think I'm not going to get some gray tail? Let me tell you something. You put me in an assisted living, senior community living place, single. Woo! Look out, ladies. Look out, grandchildren. I'm your new granddad. Can you say, hey, granddad? How you doing? Yeah, I know you, grandma. Nursing home? No. No. Even like carrying an oxygen tank? No. Not gonna happen. But this doesn't get to your question. I'm just pointing out that what's he doing with the dog? That complicates things now, man. And even I know not to get a dog because it's a responsibility. Anyway, so you're in a difficult situation. It is not acceptable for them to not walk the dog if they had that agreement. I'm asking you to have a little bit of understanding and sympathy for the nurse's side, but have no expectations. Right? And what you do is you just shut up and you make sure you can still access the old man and walk the dog. Now, if that got you angry, get used to being really, really angry and dying of stroke early, because it's not going to get any better. Right? There's a lot worse things that are going to happen in your life. I don't know what, but I mean, you could get divorced. That's pretty bad and common. But I don't know. You get unfairly fired. You lied about a job. All right. But to deal with anger, and you're going to get angry because there is an increasing percent of not only incompetent, but immoral backstabbing people in the United States. So seeing and witnessing or even experiencing injustice is going to be an increasing phenomenon all your lives. All of you are going to increase an increasing amount of it, unless you start becoming a misanthrope and engage less with human beings. And if you do engage with them, and I'm coming up with a kind of a rule book of how to engage with them so they cannot cheat you, backstab you, trespass against you in some way or another. So how you get angry is you got to realize a couple things, right? One, getting angry will, and this is where reading the Stoics will help out. One, getting angry about it is just causing you more damage, right? I'm not saying you got to like it. I'm not saying that it's not wrong, but you getting furious about it is not going to do anything. And I've made huge progress, like getting behind slow people. Like, what am I going to do about it? Get angry? Now, I'm all for pushing back. Like, if I get stuck behind a slow person, and then like I'll roll down the window like, hey, you drive like a grandma. And it might be a grandma. Especially these guys out west. They got dualies where they got the four tires in the truck. Big, huge truck. Got my piece of crap truck. They all drive slow. I'm like, why you got such a nice truck if you're not going to drive it? And you could punch back. Hey, where's my disconnect? It ain't funny. But there's no reason for you to get angry about it, because it's a tax you're going to pay on a situation you can't change. All right. And so that's about the only way I can sit and think about it, say, how do you not get angry as you would normally, or how to get less angry is to realize it's damaging to your mental health and even possibly your physical health. And that's all I got. Because I won't lie to you, deep down inside, like I'd be figuring out a way to get back at these nurses. And Terrence Popp is really experienced in this because of his military experience, but there'd be a problem. And it could be somebody did something wrong. And he's like, sometimes you can't just go through it. So you got to go around it, under it. And if you stop and think about it, usually there's other ways to solve these problems. And a lot of time it's like stepping and you go around, you look at it differently, say, okay, what are their incentives? What can I legally do to make their lives much more difficult? You know, and the internet's a place you could probably go like, hey, they won't let this. You could do YouTube, you could do Twitter, film it next time, you know, that kind of thing. Social media shame is a way to do that. But otherwise, I mean, this isn't your fight. And man, here's another thing. If that made you angry, do you know how much worse it is for a lot of people out there? Like nursing homes where people are losing it. They're mentally not there and they're confused why no one's visiting them when they don't realize that their entire family's dead. Or people don't want to visit them. They're incredibly lonely. There's a lot worse than this guy who has dementia who needs his dog. And it's not like, you know, when you were Weird Al Yankovic, don't you know there are kids who are starving in Japan? Just eat it. You're like, yeah, there's a lot worse people in North Korea and all that. If you're going to get upset about every injustice done to innocent people, you will end your life very quickly because it is too darn depressing. And I know it's cowardly, but you just kind of got to ignore it and keep pushing on and do what you can in your own life and for your own people. Because there's tragedy everywhere, man. And you cannot solve it. You just can't, and you're going to drive yourself nuts trying to solve it. Because for this guy, there's a lot. Well, what about like child traffickers? I mean, let's on the grand scheme of things, that's a lot worse than an old man who has dementia without his dog, right? Think about that. Child sex trafficking. That's horrible. That's horrific. Like there are people that are, you know, missing who aren't dead, unfortunately. They're trapped in basements somewhere by some weirdo freak who wears pants up to here and wears a button-up shirt and thick rimmed glasses. You know? Wasn't there a gal, like, the guy stored her underneath his bed and like there was some kind of compartment he kept her in and she finally escaped? Yeah, that's a lot worse. It's a lot worse. So, you know, what do you want to get angry? What do you want to get irked about? And I have, and I know it's cowardly. And look, I've tried. And you're a good moral person for getting angry at unjust things. But take it as a guy who was older. I tried. I had righteous anger. There's all this stuff I could have prevented. I tried to stop it, and all I got was in trouble. And I'm not saying this guy is to blame in your particular case, but I realized society doesn't want to change it. So now I get angry at society. Now I take it out on them. And I don't care. I only care about an ever dwindling circle of people, friends around me, that I really only care about. And even a lot of times, like I look at friends that I very much care about and they're doing stupid stuff. And I'm like, the solution is to whatever, tell your wife no. The solution is to lose weight. The solution is to whatever, take tablets away from your kids. The solution, I mean, and then it's like, okay, but I'm still friends. I like them, but I'm not going to get not angry or irked, but upset. It's like, well, what the you know, like it's so sad. No, I don't care anymore. I don't care. And it's sad, and you feel that you're losing a little bit of your humanity. I don't like it. I don't like it. I really don't like it, but at least I don't get angry about it anymore. Not my fault, not my problem. Still get a little perturbed. Oh, yes, I get righteously angry at times too. Furious, in fact. But it doesn't do any good. And so what I do is I try to minimalize. And that's what I'm doing. Once this house is done, I don't have to rely on contractors or other people. I've been going out. It's like a lot of times I'm just like, I'm not even going out. Because I got to deal with lines and traffic and morons. And it gets, especially now I don't have air conditioning in my truck. And it's 100 degrees here every day in South Dakota with smoke. Because Montana, I guess, is on fire. Very short fuse. And especially with those Harley riders out here for the Sturgis thing who are just the most inept writers, making everything dangerous for themselves and just doing stupid stuff. Stupid. No, I have less interactions with humans because humans are just a huge letdown. Not only consciously, but unconsciously and unintentionally. Some people are very innocent, but naive, and they make stupid or naive or dumb choices. Not consciously, they just don't cover their six. They don't insure against bad things happening. And then bad things happen. And then you're like, okay, now because I'm around them or I'm their friend or I'm their lover or I'm somehow connected to them, I have added responsibility. I got to help them get out of this. Nope. I do very few things with ever decreasing people. And like, I'll give you another example. For example, I got a buddy who's in the Masons. And he switched out of the Republican Party. That's what he did to keep occupied. And he joined the Masons. And he's great. And he went up to level 46D with clusters. I don't know. He's highly ranked. He soared through the ranks. And all they do is give him more responsibility. It's all work. It's not fun. And I'm also thinking about joining a fraternal order. But you know what I'm going to do? The bare minimum. Here's my dues. No, I'm not volunteering for anything. No, I'm not going to help you with your raise a barn fund. No, I'm not. I might come to the golf outing. I might come to the barbecue. I might, maybe if there's like people need some financial advice or help, like you put on a workshop for fun, maybe I'll come in for that. But hey, we got the hootenanny going on. Have fun with your hootenanny. Hey, we're going to go down and help out the children. Have fun helping out the children. Not me. Nope. Oh, there's a dinner. Here's my money. Hello, brother such and such. Oh, hello, brother Aaron. Say, you got a good mind for figures and numbers. Yes, I do. Would you like to help out with tax season for some of the poor? No, I don't. I absolutely do not. Because then I don't get pissed off. Then I don't get let down. Then I don't get even more angry at society and humanity. I do not expose myself and expose myself to that risk. And so going forward, if you want to get less angry, spend less time with people. And if you are going to spend time with people, make sure they are top notch, have their shit together, and aren't incompetent, or even not even incompetent, but just stupid or dumb. Certainly not evil or corrupt, but just naive. Stay away from naive people. I mean, it's like you're at the grocery store, no different than the grocery store. I was at Menards again, because I just can't wait to give those people in Eau Claire my money. Line number one's got an old lady with a ton of crap in her thing, and she's futzing around looking for a check. There's Bubba. He barely fits down the aisle. Oh, now he's grabbing a Reese's peanut butter cup. Now he's grabbing some Twizzlers. Like, okay, he's gonna just graze on the junk food aisle. Oh, there's Jose. He just has one thing because he's got to get back to working on the Mexican roofing gang. He's on time. I'm gonna get in line with Jose. You know what, Jose? Cash, boom, gone, done. Boom, me out too. Choose the people you're going to associate with, and make sure they're not going to piss you off. And it takes a while to even I get caught with my pants down because you naively assume I'll go to Perkins and I'll sit. No, you won't. No, you won't. You will. Are you paying attention? What time? It's 6:00. Everyone's going to Perkins now. All the fat people are going to walk right across the street. Well, they're going to drive across the street from Walmart to the Perkins, and you're going to stand in line, and the staff is going to be all flighty and not know what's going on. Like, no, you're not going to Perkins. You're going to fire up the grill and grill yourself a nice steak. That's what you're going to do. And you're not going to deal with people. And it's unfortunate because humans are social creatures. That's the only reason we're here. But by gosh, you need to have a very fine netting as to who you're going to interact with, and certainly do favors for to lessen your anger. So it's kind of like choose your battlefield. A great question. I'm about to leave the house. Is what I'm going to do going to make me angry? Where am I going to, which way should I go? Like, I will take a completely different route to avoid traffic, to avoid people. Okay, another thing, perfect example. Do I really want to go buy this in the store? Or can I just order it on Amazon or Walmart.com and have it delivered to me? You know, it's here. It says it's here on the internet. I'm going to order it. It's going to be delivered. I did that with Lowe's. I was like, well, not Lowe's, Fleet Farm. They said, oh, yeah, we got these storage bins. I go back to like, hey, where's the storage bin? Oh, we're out of those. Okay. My mistake for doing that. My mistake. But I wasted time. All right. We got any super chats today? We got a couple. Let's go through the super chats because money makes me less angry. 100 yen. That's like a buck. Thanks. Dr. Kostubu Wag. 100. Is that 100 yen or? Oh, 8 rupees. I'm sorry. 100 rupees. Thank you. That's more than 100 yen. From India, I'm angry about America, Afghanistan betrayal and hypocrisy of its Asian allies. Talk about global hypocrisy. I am going to have a TFM on. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. I texted him. So we'll talk about that later. Because I haven't watched the news in probably 3 or 4 years. And I don't really have an educated opinion about Afghanistan. I don't have an educated opinion about politics. I don't even have an educated opinion about economics because I don't pay attention anymore. And if I were to go back to, I mean, like, what? But we've always done that. We've always put up pansy, P-U-S-S-Y, I can't say it, people in power, and then just get ran over. Vietnam, that happened. South Korea is the only place that didn't happen because they're badasses. We stuck around. But Vietnam, that happened. Trying to figure out where else it happened. I'm all for like going in with no hands tied behind our backs and being dictators and taking control of the country very, very violently at first because you will save more lives in the beginning. But that's what happens when you tie American soldiers' arms behind their backs. Shameless Dab 2.0, $5 says one sponsor of the TFM show to another. I just want to say what's up. Well, thank you, Shameless Dab. Yeah, I occasionally toss TFM a couple bucks, and I do promoted stuff. Oh, by the way, TFM, if you guys, hey, for the client, perfect. Go get TFM's book, The Way of Monkey book, paperback and Kindle. Go get that book and read it. That's a brilliant modern day piece of stoicism. I apologize for not thinking of that before. That will help you a lot. I read through that book. Now, of course. Oh no, wait, that was his other book. But the Way of Monkey book is absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. So pick that up. Extra 155, $5. Dark humor seeing the girls in Afghanistan donning the burqa and learning to fish like a fish to pedal. NGOs are the non-militant part of the MIC. What's the MIC? I don't care. I don't care. All right, y'all. They all had the shot. They had the United States military come in there and train them. They had it. Like, here you go. Here's what you do. Stand up and fight for your. No, don't care. I don't care. I guess it's too bad. Artemis Worm, thanks. I needed that. Yeah, and Artemis, you're the one with the request for Afghanistan, so we're going to get that with TFM. I bet you he's about as indifferent about it as I am. Cole, $2. Past calculus today, just got to do the maths. Yes, just got to do the maths, then the linear algebras. But math is hard. I'm just not good at math. I'm not really a numbers person. I'm more of like the big idea guy. Is that it? I think we're caught up. Oh, Dre's in the house. Nonstop Dre, $2. Cappy has a short temper and under 6 feet. Coincidence? I wonder if there's some truth to that. Because that is a stereotype. Angry short man. I'm wondering if there's truth. I mean, Napoleon wasn't. Now, I don't know if Napoleon was that short. Because they always said his bodyguards that were around him were huge. So it made him look short. But let's just say he was short. He wasn't a happy guy. Was Hitler? Hang on. Hitler's height. How tall was Hitler? Well, 5'9". Look out there. You got to look out for those 5'9" guys, man. Tall enough to be average, but not tall enough to get the girls. And then you kill everyone in the world. I bet you. Look it up, Dre. You get to email me. Email me the research. But see, unlike everyone else, I won't get upset if the research shows that short people tend to be more angry. I'll own it. I'll be like, yeah, guess what? We're not as good as basketball either. Hunter X-Men, $5. Your arms are looking like a young Arnold. No, I'm out of shape. I don't know if you could see it, but I'm not as big as I was because I've been dealing with the house. Now I've stayed weight the same, and I don't think my body fat has really changed all that much, but I've just been doing physical labor. It's like digging trenches and all that. So the bodybuilding has taken a backseat, and I'm not that good in that good a shape. I was looking real good, and then not that I look bad now, but I do not look as good as I did 3 months ago. Yeah, see here, tight people are short and chill as F. That's because they got nice beaches all over. They just got wonderful beaches. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.